Yo, Music Talk Monday. We back.
Locker Room ENT.
Yo, welcome back to Music Talk Monday. Check this out, right? This is gonna be a short one. I'm busy as shit, man. I'm really busy. But nonetheless, like I say all the time, I gotta give you what you need. Listen, man, I had to clear something up. I want to make it plain. Kool Herc did not start hip hop. It was already here. So I'm gonna give you the evidence, and I'm gonna let you hear what he has to say about him when he came over from Jamaica to the United States at the age of 12 or 13, one or two, but yeah, he was still 12 or 13. He wasn't no grown ass man. So yeah, sit back, relax, you know what I'm saying? Learn something. Shout out to Ronnie, your man. Peace to all the villains. You know what I mean? About to let the clip fly.
Now this went viral. I'm a little bit late on it because there was some more stuff going on. You know, these folks say crazy things about foundational Black Americans every day. And we gotta break that down. We gotta skip over stuff. So I said, nah, we gotta come back to this because it's gonna be some people like Cam Newton in this video who's going for what she's saying. You know, so we gotta come out here and we gotta debunk the nonsense. Let me play a little bit, then we're gonna pause it, break it down, and then play the rest. Here we go.
There's been things that has been at the forefront for so long, and it's been hard for us to kind of go back to the original origin of where it came from. I've heard dance hall for so many years and never really got to understand where it derived from or where it came from. And the distinctions from other different Caribbean music.
Absolutely. So let me give you a little chit chat when it comes to dancehall and where it arrived from and all of that. So it started from ska. There's a genre in Jamaica called ska, rock steady. And then, you know, it evolved to reggae. And reggae is a more softer tempo. So if you know Bob Marley does reggae. It's more cultural. It more has to do with standard English, Rastafarianism, like it's more cultural. Dancehall now is a faster pace. So it's more hardcore. It's more dancing, the gyrating of the waistline and stuff like that.
Gyrate the waistline.
Yeah, gyrate the waistline, wind up your waistline. But you know hip hop, obviously, of course. Dancehall birthed hip hop.
Birthed.
Shout out to look at Cam's face. Now I think our brother knew something was wrong with that statement. He didn't maybe have the intellect to go into it, you know, but he knew something was wrong with that statement. But okay, let's let her play a little bit more because she's gonna try to explain it.
A lot of people don't know that. So if you go ask me about that little history lesson, we have to put that in there. Dancehall birthed hip hop.
Explain.
So it was Kool Herc.
Oh Lord.
That was playing dancehall in New York. And he was playing the dancehall mixes, and that's how hip hop was born.
You see the line real time on a major platform. Stick to Music Talk Monday. Peace to chase to God.
Okay, we got to pause it right there. Brother DeJuan, the floor is yours. I'm going to let you go first, brother. I'm going to just add to what you're saying.
Well, she was right on this one part where she said that dancehall comes from ska. And it does. But ska is a very, very cheap imitation of rhythm and blues. And they'll tell you it's a cheap innovation. Now you listen to the forefathers, they'll tell you they were really, 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 really trying to sound like Roscoe Gordon. They were really trying to sound like Chuck Berry, Fats Domino. They were trying to sound like that sound, and they couldn't quite imitate it. So in the attempt to sound like these Black American artists, they fell short and created ska, which is a beautiful form within itself. I'm no disrespect to it. That evolved into rock steady, which evolved into reggae. And then reggae evolved into dancehall. But let me tell you something about the evolution, though. Each one of their evolutions still comes from imitating Black American music. When you're talking about from ska to reggae, that's just from Roscoe Gordon style rhythm and blues, rock and roll, to when you get to reggae, that's them imitating Motown. So the reggae artists aren't taking from the ska artists. The reggae artists are taking from Motown. You know what I mean? And so then when you get to dancehall in the 70s, when we created disco, the pulsating 4 on the floor, going back to that kick pedal, that's that that Earl Young out of Philadelphia gave us that pulsating 4 on the floor. Barry White gave us the chord structure for disco, and that became the dance music with faster pace. So when it comes to dancehall, after we created reggae, disco, and had that pulsating beat, Jamaica took that and came up and put their own twist to disco. And through Jamaica's twist of disco is how you get dancehall. We were straight up, while we were going straight 4 on the floor, they switched it to da. They just switched the rhythm up a little bit, but that evolution didn't come until after we laid the 4 on the floor down in disco. So it's the disco, Jamaica's disco derivative.
Right. Absolutely. And we always hear, we hear many different things. Now, this is the first time I've heard Kool Herc was playing dancehall. Usually they say he was playing reggae. So they can't get the lie together. Which one was he playing? Was he playing dancehall? Was he playing reggae? Then somebody said he introduced the toasting. So it's all over the place. Can you break that down for the family? Did Kool Herc did he start hip hop by playing dancehall music?
Kool Herc said to himself he was playing James Brown. He said he was asked, was he playing reggae? He was asked, was he playing dancehall? In many interviews, he always says, no, I was playing James Brown. The Americans did not want to hear no damn dancehall. And the crazy part about it was last week, I was in New York. Now people always say, you weren't there. This is the part that you wasn't there.
Right.
So I went to New York and I met up with DJ Faze, got to meet Grand Wizard Theodore. I got to meet Disco King Mario's daughter. And I went out there and I just got to fellowship and hang out with the people in the Bronx. The Bronx houses. I went right to the project. You know what I mean? I'm from South Central, so all hoods are comfortable for me. You know, I went right to the projects. And I got to hear from the people who were there. I even had a brother give me, shouts out to Waverly Timberlake. He gave me like 60 CDs from when they tape recorded the parties, the jams back in the 70s and the 80s. So now I'm one of the few people who actually has the music. Most people talk it. Very few have the music. So because the brothers in New York showed so much love and they recorded those jams back in the day, they took them off of tape and put them onto CD and bless me. So I actually have recordings of parties that Kool Herc DJ'd. So I can tell you emphatically, without a doubt, 100%, because I have the actual music now without somebody's word, that he was playing funk. He was playing disco, and he comes along and Herc comes behind DJ John Brown. He comes behind Wizard Theodore. Theodore came a little later. He comes behind a Disco King Mario. Then Disco King Mario is the one that helped set all this whole thing up. And they basically, John Brown had the sound systems. He was the one that Herc himself said in an interview that John Brown was the man with the sound system. So even when it comes to the sound system culture, he even learned that from Black Americans. So this is somebody who don't know her own history.
Absolutely. And to add to what you're saying, you know, we can pull up
in 67.
This right here. This comes out of Kool Herc's mouth because I see we got some trolls in the building, and you know, I think this just entertainment for them. They just want to be contrary just to be contrary. I don't believe a lot of these folks believe what they're saying. It's just more of these things. I realize over the years, people get a kick out of irritating Black Americans for some reason. That's like a fixation for them. It's like throwing rocks at the king's throne to them. It's just, you know, just being an annoyance.
Yeah.
You know, so here's Kool Herc backing up what Brother Dewan is saying. And He's got the legendary U-Roy in there, who's another, great Jamaican artist himself who inspired Kool Herc. So listen to what they're saying.
I left Jamaica in '67 and came here. My mother was, learning about nursing. So she used to bring Smokey Robinson records, some Motown records down, plus my father bringing records from the wharf.
Okay, the call's right there because he's backing up what Brother Dewan is saying. So a lot of times, I always say it happened in reverse of how they tell it. They would come here, they would get the records, they would come here, do work, and then they'll bring those records back to Jamaica and they would do a lot of covers. You'll even see a lot of old Jamaican artists with cowboy hats on. They were kind of impersonating, Black American artists, different things of that nature. So he's saying, Smokey Robinson, all these people, they grew up listening to him because his mother was a nurse, traveling nurse, I guess she was, and she would come to the States. Okay, so let's let Kool Herc continue.
That's your next foundation.
That's foundation. So when I left from Jamaica, I came up here with a heavy accent. That's why I'm going back.
I still got mine. I'm not losing.
But I come here and I try to apply reggae music to the American kids, and the heavy accent and the record, them couldn't understand it. Then.
Okay, there it is. He says they couldn't understand the reggae music. Okay, now he's saying reggae. I don't even think he mentions dancehall in this, but he's saying reggae. He said they couldn't understand the dancehall music. So, the reggae music. So I don't know how that was some type of influence of the birth of hip hop. Okay.
Then Bob Marley, the Wailers came along and emphasized more on his vocabulary and the words, and people start pick up on it. So when Eric Clapton made I Shot the Sheriff, I know that was a reggae record. I know that was a reggae record. So right there now I use a lot of James Brown, a lot of, bass line in it, because James Brown is like a preacher to me. James Brown is another link. James Brown is another link.
Not a foundation.
Yes, I used his music and a few other, white groups like, Rare Earth, a record called Get Ready, and then the Isley Brothers, a record called Get Into Something, and then some other records that I pick out because I don't play the stuff that the radio play. I play stuff that it should be playing. And rather you come to my dance and hear records that nobody else have. So I can scratch out the name of the records. My woman to scratch out the name of the record so everybody else don't have it.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be from back in the.
And this is U-Roy, family. This is U-Roy. So you heard Kool Herc saying that he's playing James Brown. He's playing a couple white bands who many times were imitating Black American sound as well. They took it over there. The Beatles and others were inspired by the Muddy Waters and stuff of the world. Over here is Foundational Black Americans. So he's playing some of their break beats. He's playing the Isley Brothers. Of course, we know they're Foundational Black Americans coming out of the Ohio area. So he's playing our music. And of course, because he's surrounded by Foundational Black Americans who have their own culture and sound. Brother Dewan, do you want to add anything before we listen to you, Roy?
Yeah, no, that confirmed it. But let's see what U-Roy has to say.
Okay, this is U-Roy.
Yeah, because we used to listen before we start make our own music in Jamaica. We used to listen to pure American music. People like Ruth Brown, James Brown, Smiley Lewis, Fats Domino, Louis Prima and Louis Jordan. Them man there, you understand? And then it's like when the ska come about, so we start listening to the ska until it come over to rocksteady, until it come down to reggae. So it's basically the same thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, and that's the end. That's the end, family. So.
All right, we about to get into these shout outs, you feel me? Jay Watts was good, Daily Vision, Locker Room ENT, BMG was good, Bag Life, yo, Born Divine, Indie Boom, Wu-Tang Management, Protect Your Neck Records, DJ DC Hollywood, Rest in Power, my guy, Bag Life Dynasty, Sonia Davis, Taylor BTV, was good, Queen, Baltimore, Tia Tuesdays, Bag Life Shirts, A-Ville was good, fam, Jimmy Mills was good, fam, Kick Across was good, my man Danny, and yo, T was good, Nick Soprano, what's good? Brandel, Iron Temple, what's good, fam? Neef, Coda, holla at me. DJ Main, DJ Frank Cola, Wisdom Beats, Sean Torre, Colada, Dr. Dunny, Balti Mega, Singar Superior, Young Damo, Mr. Diesel Fuel TV, Street Legal Entertainment, All the Villains, Amon, Ricky Jacobs, GQ, what's good? Shouts out, peace to everybody, you feel me? Hey yo, we gotta keep it moving, protect the gate, we gotta gatekeep all that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the villains once again, we out.
Bag Life Villains, nigga.